Ladies and gentle freaks, what is up? Today is a very special day. We're talking about Invincible Season 3 finale. We have very special guests. Yo, give it up, guys, for Jacob.
What's up, guys? I watched... cut to title card. I'm just kidding.
Oh, wait, dude. Yo, see, guys, I was going to live stream. It's actually great that I'm editing. Now I can put in the splash screen whenever we say... You know, whenever we...
Yeah.
Dude, I will say...
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, can you do it where it's a title card and then a bunch of white liquid splashes over the screen? That'd be very simple.
Okay. Yes, I will make it white liquid.
Oh no,
yeah.
I swear they did that. Oh, it's usually blood. Yeah, no, it's blood.
Yeah. You usually blood. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. Or Grant guy, thank you. I'm hyped to be here and talk about Invincible. Let's go.
Hell yeah, bro. Tell me, you like Invincible, right?
I do like Invincible. Yep.
Oh yeah, how many of the compendiums do you have?
I own them electronically on the Google Play bookstore. I swear, I like pull it up on my phone or whatever.
Yeah. How much of it have you read? Actually, I'm curious.
Oh, I've read the whole thing, the whole shebang.
Literally the whole thing. Holy dude. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be interesting.
Spoilers. Or what?
I was saying this will be interesting because I have not.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get the compendiums at some point, but I have not read any of it aside from like 3 YouTube shorts spoiling shit.
Dude, yeah, it's so easy to spoil because this is like a comic series where people actually die. So then you can someone can actually tell you like straight up, this guy dies, you know?
Dude, yeah, true. So guys, yes, there will be a lot of spoilers. However, a little thing before we get into this, if you want to know my thoughts on the first 3 episodes, just the premiere, I do have that video already made, obviously. That'll be right up here, I think. So you can watch that before this video or keep watching because here in a second. Jacob, what did you think of the first 3 episodes? I have them pulled up right here.
Yeah.
We have You're Not Laughing Now. We have A Deal with the Devil and You Want a Real Costume, right? So do you know the episodes off the top of your head or do you want me to give you a reminder?
I mean, I feel like, all right, well, first off, the first episode was pretty good. You know the one guy, Dr. Seismic, that was kind of like, you know, whenever it's like a B-tier villain, I mean, I get it. It's like, I'm stronger now. Haha. You know, villains can evolve or change or whatever, but still, you know, when, you know, the common criticism online where it's like, oh, Invincible's at, you know, 160% more power or whatever that percentage number is. And then he like loses to a giant ant. It's like, really? You know? Or like a giant bug. But the first 3 episodes were awesome. Well, specifically like that Cecil Mark dynamic where we're learning about Cecil. And then like you're kind of questioning like, oh, is Cecil right where these villains can be redeemed and used for good? Or, you know, or is Mark right where they deserve to be you know, punished or like put in prison forever, never to be used again? Or see the light of day.
Yeah, like I really love that. At some point, you know, I forget when he mentions it, but it's the whole like, so okay, so your dad, you want people to forgive your dad, but you know we can't forgive like all these other people or whatever. His whole backstory, I really liked. Going back to that before his face was all fucked up and all that. Yeah, no, I love that. See, episode 2, easily one of the best episodes of like the whole series. I love the whole fight and all that stuff. That was freaking hype. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, I agree. And then like the whole White Room thing, and then you know that sound thing in his head or Mark's head, where it's like the Viltrumite's weakness. So Cecil has like backup plans. It just shows that Cecil's like competent and thinking things through. You know.
Yeah,
he has, like, safeguards in place. Yeah. Except for the, you know, the last scene of the show with Cecil.
Dude, I know. Oh my word. Dude, Okay, I will admit again. I mentioned the YouTube Shorts before. I was a little spoiled before I watched the final episode. And guys, again, spoilers, heavy spoilers. Don't watch this until you've seen all of Invincible, whatever. Anyway, with that out of the way, I saw the whole Cecil's big mistake. When Conquest is defeated, he puts his body in a freaking metal box, and then he gets out. I'm like, oh, bro. I mean, but here's the thing. Here's where I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful because the show takes some liberties, versus the comic book. So I'm really hoping that there's a little something else in there. Maybe there's an extra scene where Cecil's like, oh, that sound thing, I put a chip in Conquest's head. Now we got a little bit more security, something to make it make a little bit more sense. Because I was pretty, I was vibing with Cecil for like the whole show, aside from literally that point. So
and I mean, it's like a point of contention. I don't know if this is the right phrase, but like Mark is like, I want to see the body and make sure Cecil isn't screwing it over, or like using Conquest later in the down the line. So then obviously it's like setting up for like a Mark and Cecil going at it again kind of deal,
dude.
Where he's like, what and that'll be entertaining to watch. I assume. I kind of forgot a lot, but yeah.
Right, like I like the conflict between them. I mean, that was part of what made episode 2 like super good. It was just the whole like it's the Captain America Civil War thing where it's like, oh, you can see both sides. Cecil's plan. I mean, it makes sense. Saving the world no matter the cost. I like the line. What was it? We can be the good guys or the guys that save the world. Something like that. I love that line. Super good. But I don't know. It kind of almost betrays his own character with what he does there at the end. But I don't know. I think they could maybe fix it, but who knows? Who knows? But I don't know what happens after that point. So once we see all of Conquest's story and we're Invincible's done, maybe we'll look back at it and be like, oh, that was actually fine. Right.
Yeah, it is still a dumb thing Cecil did. Like, it's stupid.
Yep.
Because they struggled hard to kill Conquest, but I guess we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yes.
I feel like the first 3 episodes were like that Cecil Mark dynamic, and then midway through the season, before episodes 7 and 8, like, so I guess episodes 4 to 6.
Yeah.
I feel like that was like set up. There was moments of like action, like when Alan and Omni-Man escape prison with Battle Beast, who's goated with the sauce. Battle Beast is cool. Dude,
Battle Beast is like one of my new favorites. He's up there with Alan the Alien for me. So good. So good.
Yeah, he's good. Dude, like Skyrim, like that cat race, not to put our viewers to sleep and mention Skyrim, just kidding.
Sorry guys, but of course.
Click off the video. I should not attack Skyrim like that.
right.
But like he has like basically a cat wife who's at race or whatever. I don't know. He has like people. Yeah, not a spoil, but he might be getting that pussy.
Yo, dude, my boy battling that Poo-Tang, dude. Dude, absolutely. I love that. I'm glad there's more of him because I know. I was spoiled about that fight where they're fighting in space, but I didn't know if there was anything after that. So I'm really glad that he was rescued on that ship at the end and. There's more Battle Beasts, because I'll admit because it's in the first season where he appears, right?
Yep. He's just like a side character, like kind of like in the background. You don't really think about him.
Yeah. Well, I was irritated with him in that season because the way that I looked at him was like, oh, this is like, what is Battle Beast to Invincible is, the Shocker to Spider-Man. I thought this was like a level 1 gangster or something. I didn't realize, he was like as strong as a Viltrumite and all that, which they showed a little bit when he's like beating up Mark and his guts are fucking flying everywhere. So but yeah, no, I love the character now.
There's like moments of like, if you are watching, you can kind of pick up on like who the actual badass heroes are, which that's cool because it's like you got during the Invincible War, a bunch of Invincibles invade Earth and destroy cities. You got like a girl with boxing gloves who's like, I'm gonna punch him. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is she doing? But then you have this like guy in a suit of armor in space who just soloed a random Mark Grayson up in space. You're like, wait, that guy just killed that guy by himself? What the hell?
Right,
so it's like, I don't know. For the viewer who's locked in, you can kind of see who actually has some fighting power against Viltrumites and stuff. So that's kind of hype.
Like I love how there's not really, it doesn't do the Dragon Ball thing, which I mean, I love Dragon Ball, but it doesn't do the thing where it's very obvious, who's more powerful than who, based off of hair color and all that. It's very much up in the air. Whether a new guy comes in, it's like, is he going to be above this level? Is he going to be down here? I like that kind of stuff. And you see that a little bit in the episode 5 with the Chinese guy, which you said you did not see episode 5.
I did not, but yeah, there's like a dragon they fight there, or that's like they're setting up their own company, right? So then Mark is doing like his own thing, kind of with Adam Eve.
Yeah, this is definitely I think this is the weakest episode of the season, so I mean it's worth watching, and keep this in mind, like. When I say the weakest episode, I'm saying the weakest of very strong episodes. So, still a very good episode, but for what it is sort of like the filler episode, if you will, where it's a lot of exposition. It's a lot of like, okay, this is the episode where we're going to update relationships. It's the episode where we're going to update the crime bosses in the city. We're going to update who's in prison. It's a lot of that stuff. But we still get a really cool fight. There's the dragon fight, which was God tier. You know what? Kind of backing up before I mention this. What'd you think of the time travel stuff with like Immortal, the King, and all that? Yeah.
I thought overall the time travel's good. It's kind of, Invincible does a multiverse in a way where I'm not like sick of it or anything.
Yeah, I agree.
It uses it like with, I guess, nuance or like in a unique way where they don't go like overboard with it. Like Mark isn't coming home and Cecil's like, Mark, you ruined the multiverse. What the fuck is wrong? It's not like that would be like, I don't know. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. It's just like kind of like a snapshot in a world where Immortal goes crazy and becomes king, and then it's like. You kind of get a picture of that, it's cool. And there's like random shit where it's like, you need the ink from the Constitution of Independence to make a bullet to kill Immortal. It's like, it's just like, imaginative and interesting. So, yeah.
Yeah. And, I think when I first watched it, like when I was first starting off with it, I wasn't a fan of that little like side story because it was just so like out of the blue. But I think by the end of this season, I appreciate it a lot more because it's not just like constant mainline stuff. We get a little bit of that side arc, but I think the best thing about it is it really just adds to Mark's character because a big a lot of the theming in this season is the whole like killing versus not killing, and who can be forgiven, who can't be forgiven. Is it okay to do this and that? And I think because I saw some people were saying like that the whole Immortal King thing should have been like multiple episodes and all that. I don't agree with that. I think that it's perfectly fine as it is. I think it being a small little niche pocket in an episode, I think that's the perfect way to do it, that they should do going forward with other little side stories.
See, that's a cool thing about Invincible. It's like I'm sure, like, okay, what's his name, Dr. Seismic or whatever. He was a season 1 villain. Now he shows up in season 3 stronger. And I'm sure we're gonna see that with a bunch of villains where we see them like, and their story grows, you know, over time.
Yeah,
Mauler twins, rip the Mauler twins.
Dude, bro, I was legitimately annoyed with the Mauler twins because they just like keep showing back up, and I'm like, I'm not that big of a fan of them, bro. My boy Oliver showed the same opinion, dude.
yeah. I gotta say, the Mauler twins were probably like one of my favorite ones.
Okay,
and I totally forgot they died to Oliver, and that was like a freaking shocking moment. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
And that's it then. That's it for them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. See, it's been a while since some of the comics guys, but I don't know if a Mauler twin showed up and it's like, yeah, we're actually in a room next to Duplicate. There's another Mauler twin that's cloning himself. I feel like, what the fuck? Where is the spot where the clones just keep being sent out? Like freaking.
Like I'm all okay. Light turns on. Kate comes out. Out of the shadows comes another Mauler twin. Turns out the Mauler triplets. There was a third one all along. It has a number 3 on the chest, just in case you didn't figure it out.
Yeah. And like they're still doing the clone thing. I'm the original. It's like, what are we doing?
God, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. I was gonna say, kind of going back to like the different, you know, strengths of all the heroes. I do like how sometimes there is moments where, well, it's not moments. It's like some powers counter the other people's powers. So like Powerplex, there's a whole episode on him.
Yeah,
or it's by Aaron Paul, which is funny. And it's like, the voice acting is really good in this show.
Dude, he does an incredible job. I was really impressed with his work. Even the guy who plays Negan from The Walking Dead, him is Conquest. He did a super good job too.
Yeah, agreed.
Sorry,
it's like saying? Powerplex. No, it's good. Powerplex was like, you know, he's getting punched, and then he uses that energy, you know, against Mark and all that stuff. It's just like cool to see, you know, like a random B tier villain, you know, holding his own against Mark. Like, you know, Invincible's gonna, you know, win and figure out, just grab the guy, but it still like adds like that dynamic to it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess with that, let's get into episodes 6, 7, and 8, starting with episode 6. Dude, I was very surprised with the reception of this episode. I don't know if you saw too much for it. Personally, I hate Twitter, X, whatever you call it, dude. So much negative crap. Every single Invincible post is just filled to the brim with like just losers that are just intent on hating every second. I'm like, holy cow.
Dude, there's haters for that new Daredevil show. I swear some people like watch that and they're like, this show sucks balls, what the fuck? It's like,
dude.
Yeah.
Oh my word. Have you seen it, by the way?
I've seen the first 2 episodes of Daredevil. The third one's out. I haven't seen that one yet, but
no, I like it. I like it. I think it's the best Marvel show so far. I think it beats all the other ones, which granted it's not a high bar, but you know, it is saying something. So
the setup's a little like Daredevil side note, the setup's a little clunky, like them moving the pieces in place, like Fiska's mayor now, you know, all that stuff, but
it moves
now
quick.
It's there, it's like, okay, we're in it, you know, it's good. So
now that we have the setup, I 100% agree. But okay, getting into episode 6. So this is, all I can say is I'm sorry. Oh, but yeah, what I was saying before, people fucking hate this episode. People do not like this one. I disagree. While I do think that there are other episodes that are stronger, I think this is a really good episode. Again, it tackles the whole themes I was mentioning before with the whole, killing and consequences for your actions, that sort of thing. Jacob, what did you think about the episode?
Hell yeah. And also, I think this kind of does it. You know that theme where it's like that really cringe opening with the 2 gay crime guys where they're like, let's rob a bank. It's like trying to make them relatable. Like this is how you do it in this episode, where it's like an actual an episode dedicated to that, not just 5 minutes for an opening. Like,
dude, like, exactly. Did you watch that beginning clip with Justin and Jenna?
Yeah. We're all laughing. It's like,
it's so, for those of you guys that don't know, if you didn't watch it or whatever, essentially the whole thing is it's two robbers. They're robbing a bank. This is all silent, and they're like, wait a minute, I feel kind of bad for robbing this bank. So they get a fry cooking job, and then they like burn the burgers, and then the guy's like, "You're fired," and then they're like, "Wait a minute, how are we gonna pay rent?" And then they get kicked out of their apartment, and then they're like, "We should go rob the bank." And then Invincible shows up, and that's like 5 minutes. It's like, the fuck did I just watch?
And when they're arguing, like there's like a pink alien thing like looking between the two, like. So stupid. Oh my god.
Oh man, it's like I see what you're going for. Don't get me wrong. I see the vision, but this is something we can tackle in an episode, not two losers trying to get rent money. Like, come on, come on.
Yeah.
Oh man. But anyway, getting into the actual episode. Continue what you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, so we just follow a guy named Powerplex where Omni-Man and Invincible, killed his family or his loved ones. And, that kind of expands, like, kind of like grounds the action of season 1 to go, oh yeah, they did kill a piss ton of people.
Yeah.
And, like, this dude is like, Powerplex. He's just, like, has a hate boner for Invincible. So much so that he ties his wife and kid to a wall to act as hostages to trick Invincible, to get him when he least suspects it. But I mean, leading up to that, there's a bunch of moments where he's like, "Where's Invincible?" And then Shapesmith shows up, or Adam Eve shows up, and that just like makes him even more pissed off all the time. Yeah.
What did you think about Invincible like not showing up? Because that was the big thing people were irritated about was he's just a pussy in this episode. I'm like, no, he's trying to the whole. I mean, the first reason was that he was out with friends and he turned off the TV. He's like, I'm trying to spend some quality time, so it wasn't his fault. And the second one was at the memorial with all the names and stuff, and it's like, I didn't understand the hate behind that. I liked how it wasn't this immediate like, I better go fight him right now and talk him down or whatever. It's like, hold him back. And I like the setup for this episode. I think it's done very well, seeing the consequences and all that.
Yeah, I think when Adam Eve fights him, he's like, she is like, oh, you need help. And like, if Invincible showed up, it would antagonize Powerplex to probably like level a city or, the memorial itself. And it kind of shows like the strength of the writing where it's like, they're not treating like a villain like, Mark, go in there, beat him up, that's it. It's like, no, this villain is a character who, is in a dark place. The heroes are thinking about that, kind of dealing with that. It's like, it's smart, and I appreciate that. And then, even at the end, you still get Invincible to fight him. So it's like, overall, this is a good Powerplex episode. But do you want to explain the twist at the end there?
The end twist for
the Powerplex episode where he ends up
okay, so there were two moments that this episode where I did the soy face. One was actually, actually before we get to that part, the first was when I love how immediately Adam Eve was like, I get your powers. I get the whole, when I hit you, it charges you up, because I'm still sore from Dragon Ball GT, because Super Android 17 has that same power where every time you hit him with a ki blast, he just like absorbs that energy. And then Goku's just like, man, I'm gonna keep doing that. And then he just keeps doing it. I'm so glad. I'm so glad in this one she was like, oh, don't do that. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, and then the second soy face was the baby turning to Ash. The meme, the Ash baby, that
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, basically, Powerplex is so enveloped with killing Invincible that he just turns that shit up to 11, killing. Was it his wife and their child, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Wife
Okay,
and child,
I thought I heard someone say like, actually, that's his sister. I was like, what? Huh?
Oh, well, if it is, it's still like, extremely close to loved ones. It's
Yeah,
like same
it's-
thing. Yeah.
Powerplex accidentally kills his extremely close loved one and the baby, and we see some baby bones. That was, dude, that goes hard.
That's crazy.
That is not something that a lot of media can do, but I think that it's good because it really shows like just that sudden shock of like, holy cow, because I didn't know that was gonna happen. So that's insane.
Yeah.
I loved his entire arc. I'm glad that he doesn't die in the end. We get to see more of him in the final, or no, in the Invincible War episode.
War. Yeah. He's like having the time of his life, just going, just killing Invincibles or fighting them.
Dude, yeah, it's probably like the ultimate therapy. I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of that episode he was like, Mark, I want to shake your hand. Thank you for being evil in all those other universes so I could beat them up. Yeah. But
as a comic reader though, I knew those twists were happening, and for that episode, I don't know, it was okay. I don't know. I think like I don't know, if you rewatch it, maybe it won't hit the same. It's like, I recognize it's a really good story and stuff, but I guess there I was kind of hoping for a little bit more animation, not to be picky or anything.
Are you talking about like the animation quality, or are you just talking like?
Well, I don't know. It's just like how do I describe it? I guess just like overall, that episode was kind of like not visually engaging to me, I guess.
Yeah. And I would agree with that. I think they were definitely going for more the just the story or whatever. I guess I would say my only issue in terms of the theming is that we've considering episode 2, right? That is one that we really consider the whole, killing, forgiveness, all that stuff. This episode does sort of harp on that again. So it is a little repetitive, but I don't mind it because of the characters. I think Powerplex as a character is really interesting. But no, I can definitely see where you're coming from with that for sure.
The writing's god tier in this show, so like that carries a lot. So
exactly. That's what saves it for me. So if the writing was any worse, I definitely think I'd be right there with you. What would you give it score wise? We're gonna score the last 3 episodes, then we'll give the whole season a score.
Okay, I would probably give it like 3.5 out of 5, probably.
Yeah. I think that is very solid. Not to right off the back here, but yeah, I don't think I'd consider maybe a 4, a 3.5 or a 4.
Yeah,
but
I appreciate like the darkness of like showing that baby skeleton is crazy, and it's like we're not afraid to go there, So.
I think just the writing and how far they're willing to push it. I think that's what gets it to that 4 for me, because I mean that's just I really like that stuff. I really like dead babies.
And I guess overall it's like the writing's so strong, because I mean he escapes the next episode and it fights Invincibles. But that last scene where he's in the prison and he's just like dead set on blaming Mark for all of his issues. I don't know, I kind of feel like that kind of sticks with the viewer along with Mark. Like it clearly bothers Mark, and then after watching that episode, I'm like, dang, that guy's freaking. I was just thinking more about him and his deal,
Dude, 100%. I will say, I think that after I'm glad that he was in the Invincible War for that like little quick scene where he's like yelling at Mark. I think that's a really good scene. However, personally, I don't know if he shows up again in the future. I think that they should leave it where they left it. I think if you just leave it where he goes back to jail, because I don't think, while I liked the confrontation, I don't think that we need another confrontation. You know what I mean? Because if he busts out and then there's another Powerplex episode, I feel like it would be the same, you know, where it's just like, you still did this and I'm still angry about it. So that's what, you know what I mean? Do you know if he comes back at all? Not to spoil too much of it.
I forgot. But
okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
If it's a full episode dedicated, that'd be bad. But if it's like, I don't know, say like a Viltrumite has Mark being in the ground, he's like, Powerplex help. Then there's like a small moment, that'd be good. But definitely not a full episode, you know, deserving of that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, if he's in like the background or something, that's different. If he's just like a little, maybe he's on a team or something, but definitely not a full episode. So yeah, 3.5 for you, 4 for me. I dig that. So moving on to the next episode, probably the most hype episode of the season, maybe for some people. We have the Invincible War. Dude, hot damn. This is a banger. This is an absolute banger. Give me your thoughts. What'd you think of the episode?
Okay, yeah. So I'm a comic reader. I knew Rexplode was gonna die. So when there was that one scene where he's like, "I'm happy now, and I really love you. One more kiss goodbye. Check out these cool powers I have." I'm like, does the general audience see this coming? And I was watching it with my sister-in-law and brother, and she called it out immediately. Like she's like, "He's gonna die."
Dude, it's so. I will say, okay, I adore this episode. I love this one. I think this is an easy. If I were to go back through this season, I think the most rewatchable episodes are episode 2, 7, and 8. So I would definitely rewatch this one. But dude, they do get very on the nose. I think that's one of the biggest negatives with this episode. One of the only. It's very on the nose. Like she's like, "I'm moving into my new dorm. Why don't you leave this life behind?" And he's like, "This is all I have." I'm like, "Damn, yeah, he's gonna die." There's no way. There's no way. I'm finally happy.
Yeah,
right. For the first time in my life, I'm in a good spot. I'm like, yeah, bitch is dead, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy though. So it turns out it shows Angstrom Levy back where he left him in season 2.
Yep.
And he's like, okay, once again, it's like we just saw a baby being burnt to a crisp the last episode. Now we're seeing this dude's face where it looks like a flower of just like. It looks like a flower where his tongue is like a thing. I don't know. It's like his face is split up in like 10 billion different ways.
So it's disgusting, yeah.
Yeah. And then you can see him like talking. He's like, yeah, it's just like, God damn. Yeah.
It's just cough. Yeah.
But it turns out he lived because he hired the best surgeons in all the multiverse. So that was a Fortnite Gwenpool multiverse reference. The multiverse.
Yeah, there it is. Cool. There it is.
Yeah. So he summons the doctors, and they actually save him. They make a deal with him. They're like, "We'll save you if you use your powers for us after this."
Yep.
So yeah, then he comes back with a plan to just like kind of take advantage of a bunch of marks, kind of manipulate them for his own need, I guess is the right word, or his own plan. Yeah. And then so all the Invincibles show up on Earth and they take down the major cities like Tokyo, you know, like Chicago, Detroit, I mean, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, shit's hitting the fan. All the superheroes have to go out, you know, take on these Invincibles or marks. And yeah, it's cool. And so there's a bunch of scenes where like, you know, these different heroes are like getting matched up with different marks, and you get to see, you know, like a cowboy mark that swears a lot, or a Viltrumite mark who you know, it has like the mustache and stuff.
Dude, yep.
So it's good, and then you get to see like, you know, some heroes dying, like Business Baby, rip.
Dude, R.I.P. Business Baby. The baby did not deserve that, bro. I do not understand. They should have done another Ash Baby thing where instead of him getting splatted, you know, he gets beamed. He goes, ah. It's
Crazy. It's like they use the same exact footage from the last episode.
it's the same thing. Yeah. Oh man. Well, okay. So going step by step, I'm looking through the episode as we're talking about it. Super great setup, dude. I love all the different marks. I love the memes that have come out of the one. I don't even remember what he says. I just remember the memes. The one where he gets real close to that knight in Britain. He's like, I wouldn't even put you on my wall, or whatever that one is. Just all the marks, super different. I love them. I do wish that they showed. I mean, maybe it's not necessary. I don't know. Tell me what you think, but I would have liked to see at least one or two clips where Angstrom is like going to the different dimensions, and he's like, what do you want? Come join my team, something like that. Because to me, it's a little on the unbelievable side, because it's like, why would all these evil marks be like, yes, we will follow you? Sounds good. I get the idea behind some of them, because some of them are like, oh, I get a new mom or something like that.
Yeah,
but
I miss my best friend.
I miss gay mark, yo.
But I agree. Like, the only foreshadowing to Angstrom and his grand plan here was there was an orb outside of our Invincible's house on several occasions. That's like the only setup really for that. But it is, I guess, season 2 is a setup where we know his powers and all that stuff. So it's just using his powers in a unique way.
Exactly. I agree. Yeah.
But there's like, I think it's shot like this, where like the editing is nice, where it shows Mark's mom in her house, or Debbie in the house, and then she's like, oh, we'll be safe here, or maybe it's just in Paul's house, and I didn't realize that. But then like later in the episode, all the freaking Invincibles like went through her house looking for Debbie, and they're like, oh, she's not here. And I'm like, holy shit, that was so close. Like, dude, Debbie almost died. That was just a cool moment where I'm like, like Debbie and Paul, her boyfriend or whatever.
The boyfriend,
making smart choices and stuff. Yeah. So I'm like, hell yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Like I loved the scene, because it starts with one Mark going into the house. He's like, ow, Mom, I'm hurt. Help! I thought I'd find her here. I'm like, I like that. I like, we're thinking about it in the smart way. Like, obviously they're gonna know where she's, because I do think that they go to Paul's house. In that, so I'm glad that we're thinking about it that way. We're not making, dumb decisions. Again, going back to that whole Eve immediately knowing Powerplex's abilities. It's like, let's not play dumb. These are smart people that can make smart decisions. So I like that. I like that setup. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, it's all the superheroes were going in there. Some are getting destroyed, and then you get this dynamic with Mark, where he's our Mark, but he's getting beat up by a bunch of heroes. The boxing gloves lady. I'm like, dude, what kind of superhero wears boxing gloves? Like, what the frick? Like, punches, like, so stupid.
There definitely are a few heroes. I'm seeing them. I'm like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like our boy Business Baby. I mean, we had a dynamic duo. We had some Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong action going on. You got the big muscly one. Business Baby's doing a little.
The Marvel team up with Gru and freaking Jeff the Shark or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, but unfortunately, the monster falls on his back, exploding Business Baby. They're not even crushing. The blood squirts upward. Like the force was so. There was so much pressure. Because he was so massive. How he falls back on Business Baby, he pops like a balloon.
He explodes, and that's like the only exploding death we see this episode. There's no other better exploding death once Business Baby takes the cake for heroes that exploded this episode. Dude,
best explosion baby of 2025. Business Baby's gonna take the award.
yeah, we actually get back-to-back baby deaths in episodes. That's crazy.
And kind of a third one in the Conquest episode. We'll get to that one. It's not a well, a kid's arm gets ripped off. Yeah.
Wait, they did not need to animate that kid screaming so well. Like, what
dude,
the hell?
yeah. Look, everyone else is just like, oh shit, my head. The kid's like. Whoa, yeah.
But yeah, I'm alluding to Rexplode. He has a moment where he fights Invincible. Well, I forget which one's first, where Invincible is fighting the Guardians. That was a pretty sick scene. Where,
dude, yeah. Let's go through them one by one. So I'm looking through. Okay, yeah. So the first one was actually normal Mark versus the Mohawk one at the prison. That's the first one. That's a pretty good one. That's just him kind of figuring shit out. I think he ends up surviving, because I think he gets sent to the that no food, no water area at the end by Angstrom. That's kind of a mini one. The first one that I really want to talk about that I quite find interesting is the Mark that we don't even see the fight. It's Cecil, his robots are just pummeling his face and we get another flower blood squished face.
So cursed.
yeah what do you think about this one? I know that you've read it on, and we do see later on that he's using the body to make like a robot Viltrumite. I just thought this was super interesting. I like how he's kind of using the marks to his advantage in a sense.
Oh, it's cool because it's like it kind of was off screen on how they killed him, but I mean we can infer. Oh yeah, he used the robots. They freaking beat the shit out of that one Mark there, and I don't know. It's like you really saw the chaos in that hallway. Like he was like torn the frick up.
Dude, yeah, because he also has like the started music. He also has like the little button, so you can tell he was playing the noise. So it clearly affects all of them. It does kind of.
Or he was like, Donald, pull out your JBL speaker. And then function. It's like Donald is in his hand or whatever.
Yeah. New rule for the Pentagon, Donald. I'm gonna need you to gift every employee a JBL waterproof 4 speaker. Well, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. But yeah, next up we have the brutal Adam Eve plus Mark versus the caped Invincible and the masked Invincible. Dude, some people were pretty mad about this one because Adam Eve getting a little bit of hate there. She was in the fight for a little bit. Her leg gets snapped.
And she passes out, I think, right? She just passes out from her leg being snapped, I feel like. Or did she get, like, head damage?
No, yeah, she passes out from the leg. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, how did she not pass out immediately in the next episode? Like, with the fucking...
Wait,
how did she not just immediately go, She was hanging on for a while.
She was hanging on for a while. Well, the thing with Adam Eve for these episodes is she kind of spams the pink wall move a little too much for my liking.
Yes, agreed. So much.
It's like, this is so nerdy, but in Smash Brothers Ultimate, if you use the same move over and over again, it gets weaker. She's doing that or some shit. Like, she has like she's getting nerfed every time she puts up a wall. But,
dude, I wish that's how it worked here, because the amount of times where it's just box, wall, box, it's like something else.
And in the finale with Conquest, she actually does mix it up, and it's like that's like peak Adam Eve. I'm like, holy shit, this wall has water in it. Oh my god, that's trippy as frick, and it's actually smart. But yeah, when it's just like panes of glass and dude, honestly, the Invincibles could probably just fly straight through with their head. They don't have to like punch.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yep. But that was a good fight.
No, I agree. Yeah, that was a really good one. I did quite like that. Yeah, same thing with Eve and all. Let's see. After that, then we go right on to the Guardians of the Globe. We get their big old fight. So we get Immortal, Kate, and then what was his name? Darkwing, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I guess so. What if it's freaking Nightwing?
It's mostly just those three. Oh, and then the stretch.
Yeah. Smith, right, bro.
Shape. There we go. What was I thinking? Stretch Armstrong. That's the fucking 80s toy.
Yeah. And this Invincible is like, that stretchy guy is so silly. What'd he say? I have no idea. I was kidding. It's like Sonic, because it's the same voice actor Sonic guy. It's a little Sonic joke.
Yep, it's a little reference. He does it. I will say it's very on the nose. He says he's like, whoa, gotta go fast. I'm Sonic. A little uncomfortable, guys. Just didn't think that was necessary.
Yeah, but honestly, call me evil, Grant, but I kind of like seeing the Guardians get torn to shit up. Like
I agree.
Yeah, yep. It's like therapeutic in a way, because it's like Immortal, Duplicate, Smith. No one's on their team really. It's just like they're kind of. Well, I'm saying team as in like the viewer isn't like I'm an Immortal or Duplicate fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, dude, I completely agree. Fuck Immortal. The guy's just a jackass, and he never wins the easiest fights. He has actually, you know what? I'm thinking about it now. Has in the show, you know, not a reference, nothing like that. Has Immortal ever won? Like,
I don't think so.
Yeah. Because I'm sure there's been some time where he's like, that one time I battled the giant worm. You know, like something like that.
Worm.
Yeah.
And isn't it interesting that the people who are like always cut in half or like dismembered or brutally murdered, it's Kate because she can duplicate herself, or Immortal because he can revive himself. It's like they married. Like it's like they need monster backs. Like they're fucked.
Dude, I 100%. And you know, it's so funny. There was one moment, and don't get me wrong, I love some gore. You know, I love myself some good old fashioned, you know, some blood and gut works. I dig it. It's fun. It's fun. It has a shock value to it. There's some value there, right? Sometimes, even in a crazy superhero show, sometimes it just doesn't make any sense. Like the freaking what was it? I think it was the Mark holding Immortal's head, and he tosses it at a Kate, and then as the head hits Kate, she's cut in half. Like she's just miraculously sliced in half from a head coming at you. I'm like, what are you talking about? I get that she's the expendable one. Yeah, it's just it just looks weird.
That was like the most hype part of that fight, where I'm like, holy shit. But you're right. We're like the logistics don't technically line up, but it's going for that shock value. So
100%.
You know.
Like not even a complaint, not a complaint, not even a nitpick. Well, maybe it's a nitpick, but it's just something funny I noticed, because I'm like, man, these people, you know, they die so frequently, they get cut in half so frequently. It's like it's at the point where they're made of paper mache. Like
it's like the squishiest heroes are a power couple for some reason.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh man, but that was a great fight. I loved that one.
Yep.
And then
Smith is still alive. It turns out he has a core, so he's fine.
Yep. At long last, finally, waiting for the spin-off comic. When's that coming? You know, give it to me.
Do you think Shapesmith will die as a non-comic reader? To die, okay. I should say. Do you want him to die?
Do I want him to die? See, I feel like, if he does die, I think it'll be, it's going to be like the final battle. And the reason that I think that is not because it's like he's so strong he can make it to the big finale. Only because he's only there pretty much for comic relief. And you only kill the comic relief when you want emotion. So if he does die,
yeah.
it's going to be like a final, really sad moment, you know, where everyone's like, damn, he died?
Yeah.
Shapesmith, man, that's my theory.
Man, that's son of a bitch. Yeah.
Son of a
That's
bitch.
That's a good theory.
Yeah, Immortal's. Yeah. I hope Immortal dies. I hope he has a final death. I hope. I hope there's an actual end. And also, I have been admittedly taking a break from Fortnite for a little bit. I haven't played it in a hot minute. But I'm gonna log on at some point. However, I will not be playing to win Kate. I don't give a shit if she's free.
Yeah, duplicates in Fortnite. It's so freaking weird, dude.
Yeah, out of all characters, here, bam, give me another character. Give me any character.
Business baby.
Business. Wait. Business baby back bling.
Wait, yo, and like Monster Girl transformed, easy.
Yeah,
that's yeah.
Or if you want it to be connect to the new season, make it an alternate mark, make it a powerplex, even. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll even take Immortal, like over Kate. Like, what is this? You know.
Yeah, and not to stay on Immortal and duplicate too much, but if Immortal lived for the rest of his days to be immortal and duplicate could clone herself infinitely, or is she gonna die of old age, or would it be like she dies, a new clone of her in her 20s shows up and is like, hey, what's up, let's love again?
Okay.
You're freaking weird.
Here, okay, I think she ages regardless, because I remember they had that whatever backstory for her where it's like our father couldn't fucking take it anymore. And there were a bunch of like clones of them, and they were all younger. So I would assume if she were to pop a clone out and that clone just lived, I think that clone would age as well. I think.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
That's just a guess though. Maybe they don't age, but she ages. In that case, I just pop out a couple, you know, it's like, oh, why don't you don't touch me anymore, Immortal, you don't touch me. Oh, you popped out a 21-year-old version of yourself. There's no need. I'll take it away. Don't you fucking touch it.
Yeah, crazy. And I can see Immortal saying that. He's freaking crazy.
Dude, yeah. But spoiler for the end of this episode, Immortal and Kate, just while we're talking about these people, they retire. Dude, what do you think about them retiring?
Yeah. I mean,
all their accomplishments.
Deserved, yeah. They just lost. Well, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, I get it for the fact that he's like, I keep dying. I don't want to die anymore. You know, I get that. It's like, all right. You know, but Kate's the one that irritates me mostly, because it's like, bro, you were hiding at the end of the last season, so you're already kind of retired. Then you came back, to retire again? Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see where their marriage goes, I guess. But yeah, for now, it's like those are two characters I do not give a piss about. Who do we really care about is Rexplode, which is the next scene.
Dude, yep, that is that is the next one. How'd you feel about it? Even though I'll admit it was very obvious that it was coming, there was definitely still a little bit of emotion there. I quite like the scene. I really like the final words where he's like, my whole fucking skeleton, and then he blows up. I thought it was really cool. I love the somber music when his girlfriend, that I forget her name is, when she's
I think
driving.
it's a Billie Eilish song.
Yeah, it was a Billie Eilish song. Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I don't really listen to her, but I didn't realize that until afterwards, because you know.
Yeah, my sister-in-law at 0.2 seconds into the song was like, Billie Eilish.
Dude,
I was like, damn.
Got
it.
Yeah. But yeah, so what did you think of it?
I thought it was good. I saw the twist coming, but it was cool to see like Rexplode use his powers to the absolute limit. And then obviously it didn't work on that Invincible, but it's still always cool to see like a power like Gambit's used, where it's like charging a thing with explosive power, see how effective he can be. It's like he like maxed out his powers and is entertaining to watch. And you'd think he has a chance for like 2 seconds. Obviously, though, a Viltrumite's broken. So.
Right, exactly. And you know, I do really like when they do that. I'm trying to remember who else. Oh, it's literally the Chaozu and Nappa. Actually, wow, it's exactly that. It's almost it's almost like dot for dot.
Yeah, versus Nappa lives and then that Mark dies, though, right?
Wait, yeah. Wait, yeah, that's exactly what it is, guys. If you haven't seen Dragon Ball, there's a part where Chaozu, the little clown baby, attaches to Nappa, the invading Super Saiyan, or just saying, and he gets freaking Chaozu explodes and Nappa's just like brushes it off.
Yeah,
it's like the same thing.
Yeah. Also, not to draw comparisons to Dragon Ball too much, but reading the comics and specifically with Conquest invading, I'm like, this is literally the Saiyan arc in Dragon Ball. Like, actually.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, like only like a select few can stand up against him.
Dude,
alien invading. It's it's cool.
I'm just saying. I mean, you know what? I respect it. I dig that. You know, it's the inspiration is obvious, but there's nothing wrong with that. However, I will say if Robert Kirkman is in an interview and he's like, actually, Dragon Ball, I'm gonna be like, bullshit, you're a fucking liar, dude.
Yeah, freaking liar.
Yeah, get out of here, bro. But anyway, we're probably harping on this episode a little too much. I guess the final battle. What do you think about the big final battle? This is where a lot of that animation budget goes. I'll tell you what.
Those balls are broken.
Dude, yeah.
Not to. Well, okay, we're harping on this episode a lot, but I guess we can edit and post and stuff.
No, yeah, go for it.
Does it bother you when okay, well, the all the Invincibles start realizing Angstrom's using them, and they wisen up, and they're like, they'll like turn to like. They're like closer to him or whatever.
Yep.
And then he like takes their balls and just pushes them all in a portal. I'm like, can one ball push a flying Viltrumite? Like, I guess they're not expecting it to happen. But why don't they just like go and then like tank it with their abs or something? You know?
I definitely thought
that's my nitpick of the episode. So.
I think that's a very fair nitpick because the first thing that came to my mind is, okay, they're all pissed off at him. You know, that they're just not going to take the shit anymore. They're going to start fighting him. I thought with the way the episode was going, I thought they were just going to kill him right then and there. But then when he pushes him out, I kind of at least expected one or two of them to get away from it, one or two of them to start fighting. But yeah, it is a little bit weird. They're literally herded like cattle. It's like just into the portal you go, and that's kind of it. There's no like resistance to it. That's, you know, that's about it. So that definitely bugged me because it's like, one, I wanted to see more of them. I wanted to see Mark come across more of other versions of himself, because really I think Mark only fought two. Well, there were two different fights, so there were three in total, I think. But yeah, I mean, I would have liked seeing the other ones, like, especially, you know, maybe one of them changes sides. You know, one of them's like, oh, this isn't worth it. The one that's like, I miss my mommy, you know, something like that. But yeah, no, I could definitely see that as a nitpick. I think that's fair.
Yeah, and I mean, so those Invincibles don't navigate the Angstrom stuff very well, but our Invincible is used to the portal shit. So he's like, it's cool to see a reoccurring villain try and do the same old tricks, but our Invincible has learned exactly what that guy's goal is. So I don't know, it's like that Angstrom fight with the portals, it's like you can't mess up like a single time, or you're just gonna be banished to the Shadow Realm forever.
Dude, yeah.
So it's like, so, you know, the viewer who experienced season 2 with Mark, they're kind of on the edge of their seats, like I was. I'm like, oh shit, dude, if he messes up like once, he's screwed basically. So, you know, it was an intense fight, and it was therapeutic to see, you know, like freaking Invincible fight through those freaking balls. Freaking balls. They're broken.
This is so random, incredibly random. Have you ever seen the first Pokemon movie? The one with Mewtwo? Yeah. Yep. Okay. Do you know the part where after the initial fight with Mewtwo, Mewtwo's like, I'm gonna take all your Pokemon now, and all the Pokeballs start like flying out, and they start capturing all the Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
And then Ash is like running up the stairs, and the Pokeballs start like hitting him.
Wait, I don't remember that part. Dang, I have to rewatch that.
Yeah, I'll put it in editing or whatever. But like immediately, I don't know why that scene was at like the top of my head. I was like, this is the Ash scene from the Pokemon movie.
That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this one was super cool, dude. And you can definitely tell there's an animation increase for this part of the episode at the very least. Like they go hard. Yeah. With especially the part where the portal's like right behind him and all the balls are like, you know, slicing and dicing them up and all that. Just super cool. Yeah, this whole fight I thought was god tier, like you said, with the whole portals popping up, and he has to what's the Street Fighter thing? He has to like L cancel or whatever.
Frame cancel or
frame cancel, like
perfect parry.
Yeah, he's like perfect parry the balls while he's like, you know, dodging across. That and all the dialogue during it, the stuff with Oliver when he comes in at the end. And then Mark just has that final snap where he's like, you gotta die, man. Look, I felt bad about that first time, but if you're gonna be coming here doing like this shit, and I love that revelation from him. I love that we have that realization of, because I didn't, you know, well, there was no way he could have known, but because we have that final revelation, it's like, oh, because I didn't finish the job, thousands of people are now dead. Yeah. So it's like, I have to make this hard decision and stop you now. He hesitates for a second. He does the I'm out, but he still gets an arm, and then beautiful. I love this end scene. I thought it was done super well. Action and story. Yeah.
And there's like that macro scale where it's like thousands of people died because I didn't kill the guy. But then there's also like the micro scale where Mark is like, I beat myself up for months because I killed that guy, but it turns out he's alive, you know?
Yep.
So it's like, there's always that like extra layer to it, like an onion.
Sort of like an onion, if you will.
Yeah. It's good.
I think that's there's not too much more for the rest of this episode. It's pretty much just Eve's in the hospital. That's about it. And then we have the moment that we mentioned before with Powerplex. He starts yelling at Mark again, and then Oliver and Mark, you know, hold him down and stop him right there. And then we have the big reveal at the end. Dude, did you see this coming? Did you see them? Yo, Al,
yo guys, it's like cat.
Yo,
cat in the.
Yo, let's go. So what's your, I guess, just to summarize, what's your score of this episode? And what did you think overall?
Yeah, I would say 5 out of 5. It's like, it was peak. Yeah.
Yes.
Next episode I would grade higher, but we'll get to that. But yeah, I think, it's perfect. Like, perfect use of like a multiverse kind of deal, multiple dimensions. Angstrom from season 2, like, I think I remember season 2 kind of being a slower season, so
Definitely.
It's like good that like we're getting more payoff for that. So
I think this is a perfect way to connect both seasons. You know, we have it's not entirely focused on Angstrom for the whole season, but there's just little, you know, the story drip feeds you as we're going. You know, with the first little camera ball egg thing. And then we have this whole episode. So yeah, I would agree. I think this is a solid 5 out of 5 for certain. But yeah, the next one is definitely a bit of a higher rating. So moving on to the next episode, baby, let's go. Jacob, give me a little summary for this big finale episode. When did I watch this? Literally yesterday.
Same,
and I'm still running off the high of this episode.
So all right, basically, Invincible War just happened. Shit's fucked. All the heroes are injured, and you know, Earth's resources are strained. And then Conquest, a new Viltrumite, shows up, and the situation feels dire as shit. Like, it's like shit's fucked out here. And I don't know, I just love that, where it's like, it's not like a normal season. Like, it's not like a TV show season where it's like, oh, Angstrom is the bad guy again for season 3. No, it's like you get that and this fucking new threat out of nowhere, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, so like situation's dire. I'm sure the audience is kind of like, will Omni-Man and Alan show up again? You know, like they're like, how is Earth gonna get out this one? So yeah, you just kind of watch Invincible Conquest duke it out. And gotta say, animation is god tier. The way they use the camera and those sky fights, it's crazy because like they're fighting at like supersonic speeds, and like I don't know, there's a moment where Mark is like, huh? Like looking around and the camera's whipping around and you're like, where the fuck is Conquest? Boom,
Dude.
he shows up and then like we'll grab Mark out of nowhere. It's just like, it's intense as shit. It's good.
Dude, yep. Oh man, and what's the actor's name? Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I believe.
That sounds right. Yep.
Dude, he does an incredible job with the voice. I mean, I think it's just his normal voice. I mean, I don't even know if he was like trying to do anything, but in the best way possible. Like his voice is just so good, monotone, that he's just like, they're just like, yeah, just talk. Just act like you're having a normal dinner conversation. Like,
yeah, you know, I'm used to him being Negan, so Negan has like that more jokey vibe to it. But with Conquest, he was just like, he played it pretty serious and it's pretty threatening. It's pretty good. Yeah,
dude. I will say one thing I found out that is so funny is you know the part in space where he like blows a blood bubble and then he like makes a heart. And then he like flicks it at him. Apparently that's not in the comics. They were just like, huh. Like,
dude, that was kind of sick though. I showed that to one of my coworkers the next day, or that night. I'm like, go check this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love little things like that. It's like, you know, let's have some fun with it. And yeah, there's
yeah,
go for it.
Say, situation super dire. Cecil has nothing to throw at Conquest. At the end of the episode, you see him like he got like some guardians or the remaining superheroes. But really, it's like god tier fight. You know, we can agree on that. It's intense as hell. And there's moments where Oliver shows up, and then Adam Eve shows up, and then probably the finale we could talk about. You know, like
yeah. Let's just jump into it.
Yeah. It's like freaking Debbie is like, Oliver, you can do it. Don't let him grab you. And then literally Oliver gets like grabbed.
Yeah, like almost immediately. He gets one good punch in.
He does.
Immediately gets bitch slapped. Teeth are falling out of his face. And I will say,
teeth. So
many. He's just, dude. I'd be scarred if I was a child. I mean, I'd be scarred regardless in this situation. But like, bro, if I had all my teeth fall out, I'd be like, I'll kill myself.
Dude, he's like, those were my baby teeth, bitch. Grows adult teeth bites him.
Oh, you only helped my adult teeth grow stronger. Zing. Whoa!
Like, I grow really fast.
Dude, yo. But man, and again, another great thing for the voice acting. The part where he's holding Oliver and he's explaining like how it works when he's ripping him apart. Ooh. Dude.
Yeah, and as a comic reader, like last episode, I knew what to expect. Here, I'm like, wait, does he die here? I totally forgot. Like, oh my god, this is so brutal. Like,
dude,
in. Like, that's how hype it was, and like insanely scary of a moment it was, you know.
Yep. And I will say another thing. I'm so glad because you know as you're watching it, you're predicting things like maybe they'll go this way or that way. I'm so glad they didn't do what I was thinking, where it's like Oliver comes in and it's like, wait a minute, he's so strong. How is he doing this? Conquest didn't even stand a chance. I'm so glad they didn't do that. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
exactly, dude. Oh man, but yeah, no, that part was intense. I love that. Yep. By far, though, my favorite part of maybe my favorite part is, bro, Adam Eve pops the fuck off,
dude.
Dude.
Yep.
And I saw that because like I said earlier, I was watching a video today just about the differences between the comic and the show for how this fight went. Apparently in the comic, correct me if I'm wrong, apparently in the comic, she gets like one wall, there's no armor, it's like one wall. He just kind of like flips that shit and just dives right on in. He just gives himself a good serving of Adam and Eve, and then that's it. But in the show,
I forgot that.
Yeah, I mean, again, I could be wrong. I'll fact check myself when I'm editing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But in the show, dude, she's like, I mean, again, there is a lot of that stuff. I'm gonna nitpick where there's a lot of like shield, and it's like you've already seen him bust through the shields like 20 times. It's like we got to try something a little different. But you know, she's got like the mallets. She's like slapping them together, dude, with like the armor and everything. Oh, so good.
The camera work like made that fight scene like so insanely hype. Like it was crazy. Like it did a moment where it's like from Conquest's perspective, and he's like flinging through the water, and then like he's out of the water, and then more hammers are coming. It's just like. You kind of feel how strong Adam Eve is versus like, just one wall in the comic. Like,
right. Yeah. And like she honestly, okay, if Mark was completely out of it, if she was a little smarter with the whole wall stuff, you know, maybe she would have won. I think there's a universe where she could have won out there because she was slapping him pretty hard, and I love that. But then of course, inevitably, we do get the moment where. You know, he does the big old arm thing, and boy, dude, her gutty works were flying. Her face, bro, is like smashed off. We have this moment where Mark's like carrying her down, and he's just like, I don't,
dude,
what,
dude, and then she's like doing the angstrom flower face thing when she said something. I'm like, I didn't make out what she said there. That was disgusting. Please don't talk anymore. Like, it was dramatic, dude.
Dude, and she's like crying, and she's just doing the angry thing where she's like, like, don't talk. I was worried for a second because he was getting kind of close to her face. I was like, don't kiss her, dude. Don't kiss her. Nah. Hold off, please.
Yep.
Oh man, but and then we have this god tier moment where, you know, she comes back and her whole, I completely forgot about the Adam Eve special. Did you watch that actually?
I did, yeah. She has like a god mode where she has limiters in her brain installed, and a traumatic event unlocks it. And she said she used it one time before. I'm like, did she use it in the special? Like, I forgot.
I completely. It sounds familiar. Like, I'm pretty sure she did, but it's been so long since I've watched that special that I don't remember. And that was another funny thing from the video I watched where they're like, her best friend from that special dies in this episode. And I'm like, who was her best friend?
If you pause the frame when Conquest is dragging Mark through 10 humans.
She can actually be seen right there.
Right?
It's like, if you say so. But and then we have the brutal moment where Mark's just like bashing his head in. We have, the god tier, fist on fist. Mark's arms breaking while his infinity gauntlet's breaking. Dude,
it's like Mark's at wit's end, and it's like crazy because Conquest gets the skin burned off of him. He's still fighting.
Yes.
He goes like, "Oh, anger won't help you," and then freaking Mark bites him. It's like,
dude, he just goes crazy. Full beast mode, just biting it. Like the muscles on his shoulder come ripping up. Oh man. Yeah. And then we have perhaps Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I'm pretty sure that's him. His best performance with the whole, like, he leans in, he's like, I'm so lonely.
Yeah.
I am very bored all the time. And the whole speech about, like, everyone is afraid of him. Man, such a good moment. Yeah,
so crazy. It's like, goes to show even it's like, that would, like, when he's like, I'm so lonely, I was not expecting him to say that, like, at all.
Yeah, no.
So then it really just highlights how punchy the writing is, where it's like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they could have easily gone the route where he's just like evil, or I'm the proudest, most loyalist Viltrumite. But no, they go a different route with it, and I mean, granted, it doesn't, and it's not supposed to. It's not supposed to make you like feel for him, but it characterizes him in a way where rewatching the episode almost gives you a different perspective. Because throughout the entire fight, he's like, "Oh, keep going." He's getting excited with it. And him talking about being lonely, and the part where Mark is talking to Adam Eve when she's like dead, basically, and he's like just kind of floating there. He's just kind of like checking out what they're talking about. It puts that into perspective, because it's like, oh, I saw on Twitter people were like, why didn't he just kill them? It's like, because he's taking it in, because he's not. He's like, he's like, what is this talking? I don't know what you're talking. What is this? Is garbage. Get this out of here. I like
what
that.
What is this relationship here? What even is that word I just said? Relationship?
Wait, friendship? Maybe Mark and I. Wait, can we be friends? As he's like headbutting him.
Dude, yeah. Oh god, I can already see if Invincible was an anime, it would have literally been like Adam, even Mark going, "We'll beat you with the power of friendship."
Yeah.
And then, I also had this thought, Adam Eve had her limiters unlocked where she can create organic material. Yep. If this show's an anime, she'd be like, I made some improvements, and like made her tits bigger or some crap.
Wait,
I'm telling you this,
don't they,
if it's anime, or what?
Isn't that how it is in the comics? I was gonna bring that up.
Wait, really?
Yeah, in the comics, I'm pretty sure she makes her boobs bigger like when she rebuilds herself. But they kept it out in the show.
I must have like forgotten that, like subconsciously taken that with me or something. What the frick?
It's just like a mental note of it. Like, wouldn't it be crazy if she made her boobs bigger? Oh yeah.
Bruh, oh my god.
God, that's so funny. Hey, there is something for the for the sex appeal at the end of the episode. A little bit of that. But and then we have the end of Conquest, and I guess at this point, what are you thinking before we wrap it up at the end of that episode? What'd you think of everything?
Oh, the Conquest fight is god tier. It's like I haven't seen season 1 recently, but it's like definitely hitting that same Omni-Man versus Mark kind of fight, where it's like that freaking earth-shattering, crazy fight that's just like on the edge of your seat watching.
Yeah, well, like the parallels and everything, like the beach scene versus like the train scene, where he's just holding Mark and just rushing him through. Like we said earlier, with the kid fucking screaming when his arm gets ripped off. It's just like, holy cow, it's insane. Yeah.
Yep. And then at the end there, Adam and Mark bang, and also freaking Robot is like, my name's Rex now.
Yeah,
he just totally takes Rex's name. I'm like, what the fuck?
I was thinking about that. It's like, I don't know. I definitely think that part was a little like, is that needed? I don't know about that.
Yeah. It's like, what the hell? Yeah.
Yeah, like that'd be like if I die. And then at my funeral, you're like, Grant would have wanted me to take his name. I am Grant Boovie now. It's like,
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, no, it's like that regular show episode where that one guy's becoming Rigby and like literally.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's just like, just imagine your funeral. It's like that guy, and he's just like. And he's like, I'm not.
I understand it a little bit more, because it's like, oh, okay, I guess he has his DNA, so he's technically him as a kid and whatever. I get that. I get that. But yeah, it's weird. It's still a little weird, but maybe once we get into the later seasons, I'll get used to it. But for now, I'm just like, it's not Rexplode though, so it's weird they're calling him Rex, but whatever.
Yeah.
Rudy is my dead name.
Yeah, Rudy. I forgot.
Yeah. But yeah, some of the other. Let's see. What are some of the other reveals? We have Battle Beast. He survived. He gets caught up in a ship. We get Angstrom, the dudes that repaired his body before they repaired his arm, and they're like, get us some resources. So we'll see what that's about. Let's see other reveals.
There's like a post credits with demons. I read the comics. I don't remember that like at all.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no.
Who are these
So
demons guys?
I looked into that. There's that devil thing with I forget the name of the voice actor. He's also Mr. Krabs. I always think that's kind of funny. He plays a lot of red characters. He's also Satar from Thor Ragnarok, the big red guy with the sword. Ragnarok
is
or whatever.
It something Clancy? Something Clancy?
Oh, Tom Clancy. No, not Tom Clancy.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah. Clancy Brown.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, that's it. He plays the devil guy in this one. Apparently, that reveal that is completely new. It was an unused story that was going to be in the comics, but he ended up not putting it in. So it's completely new. It's brand new.
Yeah.
So that I think that's super cool. Let's see. Yeah, we got that. That's oh nope. And then we got the very controversial one that irritated the piss out of me, with Cecil being a bit of a dumb boy. Yeah. What do you think about that? I've kind of said my piece with it. It's I think it's stupid
about it.
Yeah.
It's overall dumb. Oh, maybe they could have just like not left it on that note with Cecil and said just with the body bag, and then it's cool. He wants to learn more about Viltrumites and stuff, but
exactly
not the right way. Yeah.
Right, like I get it. I get the idea behind it because it makes sense that Cecil would want to know more about the Viltrumites. And I guess for those of you guys that don't know, basically, after Conquest is defeated, instead of burning the body like Mark requested, he puts him in like a big metal box, and even freaking what's the one guy's name, Arnold or whatever.
Oh, Donald.
Donald. Very close.
Yep. Arnold's so close. Yeah.
Yeah. He's even like, oh, this is probably a bad idea. And he's like, actually, the security in here is crazy. I'm like, bro, this is literally Tai Lung from Kung Fu Panda. He will get out.
Yeah. That's like one of those like story devices where it's like, what's the point of a prisoner being imprisoned? If not for them to escape it eventually. It's like kind of like that. I mean, obviously, actually, I was gonna say Powerplux is still in jail, but he actually escaped. So, yeah, I don't know. It's
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's just I hope I know what happens in the comics, just within this little mini story because I was spoiled. So he obviously gets out. I mean, that's not even a surprise, But I just hope that they do it a little differently in the show. Just throw a little more effort in there. Like maybe we were talking about earlier, like maybe he throws that little chip that makes the noise. Throw that in his head.
Yeah.
Give me something.
Speaker in his stomach. Yeah.
Yeah, put a JBL speaker in his. Just make him eat it. Just forever there. Oh, dude, that'd be perfect. And then that's about it. So, I guess last thing that we will talk about. Oh, actually, first, what's your score for this episode? Let's say it both at the same time. 6 out of 6.
6 out of 5.
Or 6 out of 5.
Yeah.
6 out of 5.
We're on the same wavelength though. Hell yeah.
Yeah, God tier. God tier episode. Literally nothing wrong aside from tiny little nitpicks. I'm irritated with that final choice in the end, but it's not going to change the score. It's still incredibly rewatchable and all that. And that's just something that the next season we'll have to address. And finally, Jacob, what is your score for the whole season 3 in total?
Oh yeah, I would say it's like a 5 out of 5. It's like the best superhero show, animated superhero show out there, I would say right now that I vibe with. So yeah.
Moon Girl and Dinosaur might have some choice words for you.
Oh shit.
Spidey and his amazing friends.
Dude, we watched an episode of that. D&D the freaking week.
Really?
Yeah,
Dude, yo.
It's like Rhino was just running. The animation is so shitty. And then,
dude, I'm gonna put in the clip right here. He robs the bank, and then he's like running in circles for like the whole episode.
Yeah.
It's
Dude,
like,
and then the
I'm
opening's
still
made by
running down the
Fallout
street.
Boys.
Dude,
Crazy.
yeah. It's so funny. Oh man. But yeah, I 100% agree, dude. I'm gonna ride or die with that score, a 5 out of 5. I think this episode is a god tier 6 out of 5. But I do think that, and yeah, there are some problems here and there. The animation, again, is a very controversial thing, and I do think that it is for some decent reason. I saw this this clip where someone made their own version of the Conquest intro, you know, the whole stand still worm or whatever. They made their own version of that, and it had all this, you know, extra flow in the hair and dynamic lighting and all that stuff. And they were like, why can't the whole show be this? Because they have a budget and a deadline, like, you know. It's like,
and I mean, they actually pumped this season out pretty fast. I was not expecting a season 3 this soon. And I would take this animation where they kind of, you know, for the talking moments, they're just sitting on a roof. It's not that crazy, but for the fights, it's insane. I'll take that any day. Like, hell yeah, go pop off animators. You know.
Yes, exactly. So. Like, yeah, I think that's perfect. Like, where the animation is the worst, it's for those like small moments. It's for like when Immortal is flying back to Earth and it's him going like, you know, like that. It's like, you know, it's noticeable, but if that's what it takes to get god tier animation in the fight scenes, I'll take it. I'll take it. Because the animation during the Conquest fight, the Cecil fight, all that stuff, absolutely worth it. Like those, no complaints there. Like that stuff is beautiful. All the impact frames and all that, just how the faces are moving. It looks like a different studio entirely.
Mark showed so many emotions at that last fight. Like he looked like a different person a lot of time. Dude, well, in a good way. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So yeah, no, I always hate that comparison where it's like, look at this, Nintendo hire this man, and it's just Mario in a grass realistic field going like this. It's like, dude, shut up. Like, this is a child that spent 60 hours of his own free time making this. And, and it is what it is. Like, you know, some guy in an office that has to make this in 20 hours, that's, you know, only has $20 to work with. There's only so much you can do. So I can appreciate the animation for what it is, but at the same time, yes, there are problems. Yes, there are moments that do look bad. But again, I think that it's fine for what it is. If this is what we get every season, I think that's perfect. I think that's perfectly fine. So
agreed.
Yeah.
Next season predictions.
Yes.
I just want to say one thing about the next season or coming up. My favorite character has not been introduced yet. I am hype. When there's a red T-Rex, just know that's my guy.
Yo, a red T-Rex? Okay.
Yeah. Dude, the demon ending, there's like a red paw, and I was like, no way. And then it was just a demon.
Stupid.
yeah.
Oh man, dude. Yeah. I will look out for that. Hell yeah.
Keep an eye out, guys. Yep.
Yeah. But predictions. I'm really hoping. Let's see. What am I hoping for? I think.
What are you hoping for? Yeah.
Hopes and predictions. My hopes are that let's step away from the multiverse stuff. I think this season wrapped it up in a perfect little bow. I think that has been beautifully done. But I think that this is where we cap it off, at least for now.
Yeah.
I think that we can jump back into it at a later point. I want to see what happens to the other marks. I want to see that go somewhere, but I want that to be like a season 5, a season 6, you know? So that's kind of my hope there. My predictions, man.
Well, it's hard to predict.
Yeah.
I was going to say, well, yeah, we forgot to mention there's that one alien thing in the sewer, the alien invasion. So they're definitely gonna, talk about that. I don't know.
That'll be a big subject.
Yeah, yep. But,
yeah,
more Viltrumite action would be sick. You know, seeing Adam and Eve's powers, seeing more of that used in unique ways, that'd be cool.
yeah,
that'd be cool.
I guess if anything, man, I kind of hate to say this because I feel like I'm almost jinxing it.
Yeah.
I'm saying this with a grain of salt. I want more with the side characters, not because I love the side characters, but because I feel like they need more fleshing out. Like the girl that shrinks and grows. I don't even remember her name.
Yeah, same.
But it's like, I enjoy the little bit of what's there pretty much. And I think there's more to show with these characters. So I am wanting to see, you know, a little bit more with them. Granted, Rexplode is my favorite, so not really sure who to root for at this point.
Cooked.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm hoping for a little bit more in that department. Like let's show a little bit more of, you know, even Alan the Alien, another one of my favorite characters, more battle beasts. Show me some more of that. You know, I love those little bits and pieces that we get. I want more of that, you know, Immortal King, not that specifically, but more of those like little side plots that build characters. You know, give me a little side plot where some of the side characters get lost on a little mission. They get lost on Mars or something. You know, just some more character development. Obviously, I want to see Omni-Man and Alan do their thing, that sort of stuff. But yeah, no, that's about it. I don't really have too many predictions. Just pretty much the alien stuff. I would say that's probably going to be focused on a lot, and more Omni-Man and Alan the Alien.
Yeah, I'm feeling optimistic about the future of the show. They're killing it. So
yeah, hell yeah, dude, hell yeah. Well, guys, that is about it. Thank you so much for watching. Jacob, any final words?
I got one, just one.
Wait, yo.
Invincible.
Wait, what is the word? Wait.
I hope you know what that is. It's like awkward as shit.
I just won't put in the splash screen there. It'll be in every other spot but that one. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for other live streams and videos coming out soon. By the time this is out, movies coming out this week. We got Novocaine. Pretty pumped for that one. And
Mickey 17 at all?
Yeah, that review's coming up soon. I'm a little late with that one. I got a little throat thing going on over the weekend. But yeah. Anyway, guys, watch out for those reviews. Yeah, check out our old podcast stuff here as well, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.